Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. Here with me today, Diamond in the Rough. I want you guys to meet. This here is Kekoa Visperas, quarterback out of Tennessee Tech. Nice to have you today, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hey, great opportunity to get to know you. A lot of good things happening for you and your program. I know some people know you from your Eastern Washington days, but now you're the guy under center there for the Golden Eagles. So hopefully we can learn more about your story. But Kakoas, go ahead and get us started, man. Just give us a quick intro.
Hi, my name is Kekoa Visperas. Pleasure to meet, to be here on the call with Jimmy. I was born and raised in Puyallup, Washington. Kind of grew up in the Eatonville area, went to Eatonville High School, and then transferred to Bethel going into my junior year, was there for 2 years. Got an offer from Eastern Washington late, my junior year, early senior year, just about like right after COVID time. Kind of committed same day, honestly, when Coach Shu had called me, called Coach Best back, and got there, and I was there for about 4 years, Um, didn't get there as the starter, kind of worked my way up as a redshirt to, getting a little bit of time my second year, and then, third year taking over the job and being the starting quarterback. And I'm just blessed, on this journey and thankful. I'm very grateful.
Great. And then, of course, obviously ended up at Tennessee Tech here for this final season of eligibility for you. Do want to walk through some of the earlier years of you and a football player. So, Kakoa, how long have you played the sport of football?
I've been playing football since I was about like in fourth grade.
In fourth grade, that would put you like 10 years old or something.
Yeah, just
And
about.
so played that for a good long while, of course. Also have that you did some other sports during your days, specifically in high school. Some basketball, some track and field there in the state of Washington. So let's park on those sports and just kind of your high school days as a whole. Give me one of your fondest memories of your high school days, whether it be in football or one of those other sports.
Um, I mean, this might not be the fondest, but I remember in high school, my I was in track season, and my track coach had told me, like no AAU basketball, no doing basketball on the side. We need you for the 4x1. And one weekend, I had an AAU tournament. I ended up, jumping up and landing on the side of somebody's foot, rolled my ankle, and I wasn't able to compete in districts. And we ended up losing, but it just kind of showed me, like sometimes coaches do have your best interest, and so like that kind of always stuck with me.
Yeah, well, it is a memory, albeit that, of course, with you playing all of these sports growing up, showing a little bit of competitive nature in you, of course. So, I mean, you're playing more or less damn near every single sport you could possibly do. Obviously, landing on football. So, what is it about the game of football you love so much, man?
I really just enjoy throwing the ball. Ever since a kid, I've just enjoyed having a ball in my hands and throwing it. And really just harping on the mechanics and kind of the fine details of being a quarterback that really intrigued me, and gave me a passion and something that I love.
Yeah, hey, as a quarterback, I think it's good to be somewhat selfish. You want the ball in your hands, you want to be in control of everything, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because I mean, if you are, then obviously that means that you're getting the job done. You find yourself from high school going to Eastern Washington. And I think for most people who have really followed Eastern Washington, know it more so just kind of as an explosive offense out there. I mean, they're infamous for the red turf and their fantastic wide receivers that come through that program. Talk through some of your overall experience there. Just kind of give us a quick summary.
Eastern is a place I can look back on now currently and still call home. I feel like everybody there was super welcoming, and inviting. And the coaching staff, Coach Best, did a great job bringing me in and kind of like growing me as a man. I came in as a kid, 18 years old, not knowing much about the world, and going there like taught me a lot. Taught me a lot about, what it takes and, responsibilities and priorities. And then on top of that, just, all the hard days, all the mistakes that were made in fall camp of, the first year and, learning sleep schedule and routine and rhythms. I think it all just kind of shaped me to, who I am now. And I'm, like I said, forever grateful for that experience.
Cool. And of course, as I had mentioned, I think most people are just very in tune with some of the great wide receivers that have come out of that program. Obviously, here lately, Efton Chisholm, he's catching passes for the Patriots, which is awesome. So, any quick memory of you and your exchanges with him over the years?
Me and Efton, we're boys. During breaks and stuff, I go back to his house and met his parents a good amount of times. They went to every game, so a good hug and hug the pops and moms after the games. But I remember going back, and when we went back for the summer, it was right before fall camp, so it was like we're hitting it hard. So we trained at his facility, where he trains at ever since he was young with his trainer Michael Bumpus over there at ETA in Monroe. And I just remember, how special it was, like those days that nobody told us to go do that, and it was a me and him thing. Like this is what we want. This is the way we're going, the direction that we want to go, and that was just quality times. And after we went to the river, just had a good day, and I think that was usually how it went with him. It was just solid, good days, great times. Great guy himself.
Well, obviously, as you have transferred to Tennessee Tech, you're now building new relationships with new receivers. Before we get to that, talk just a little bit about the whole transfer process. I mean, getting in the portal, landing there at Tennessee Tech, because it seemed that they were very aggressive in their approach to some of the transfers that they were able to bring in. Talk about that process for you.
I had left Eastern knowing that I got my degree from there, and I'm alumni, and like I said, that's forever home. And I think going in the transfer portal for me was more of a life growing experience. I needed to get out of Cheney and see kind of what the rest of the world is about. And to find me and myself, I felt that was super necessary. And so going into the portal and my first visit was coming here to Tennessee Tech, and it was really after I met the head coach, Coach Wilder. Just his motive and his drive. You can see it in his eyes, like that. That's somebody that is willing, to do anything for his team, and somebody that I wanted to ride for. And after our discussion, I told him I came here with no intention to commit, and he was really not happy with me. But I really did enjoy our conversation, and I felt that there was a lot of truth in what he was saying and wanted out of this program, and for this area, this community. And on top of that, the strength coach, I felt, that's the next best resource, in my life in this process. And the strength coach here, Coach Laskowski, great dude, played in the league for a couple of years, and just has endless opportunities to open up different joints of the body, what I'm saying, muscles, and he's just very, very descriptive and detailed. And I think that, that kind of sold me.
Well, again, as I'd mentioned, Tech was very aggressive. They decided that, hey, we have to revamp this offense. We have to bring in some key players. And they brought in a key addition, big time wide receiver in Noah Robinson. Talk about that. Well, they also brought in Lincolns as well. But I mean, talk about the relationship there, that you had to really build once again with some of these key targets.
And so I knew you were getting to this, which is why I didn't put it in the first part. But me and Noah came on our official visit together, and I also learned a lot about Coach Wilder in that moment and that experience. Noah has a kid, so I knew like a lot's on the line for this season and kind of the projection of his future and his life and what he wants. And for somebody that was able to go to probably a FBS level with the numbers that he put up last season. For somebody to even have took a visit to Tennessee Tech and to see Coach Wilder and take a spin back and take a chance on these coaches that, he almost had the opportunity to be with. Like I said, it all just really like showed me a lot about Coach Wilder and, what he stands for and who he is as a man.
Cool. Talk a little bit about this offense as opposed to perhaps Eastern Washington. Are they using you a little differently? Is it very similar style offense? Talk about that before we get to talking about you as a quarterback.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'd say it's a little different game. We still have some RPO mix in there and some other things that we did at Eastern as well. I mean, football is kind of a translative game, in my opinion, and Coach Scott did a good job of putting together the plays that kind of correlated to what I did well at Eastern, and with the personnel we have, just putting the birds in the right spots, he likes to call it. Um, but yeah, no, I would say it's been different for sure. It's more of a pro style kind of fit. But that was something I was really, also interested to push myself in that area of development as well because being in the RPO and using my legs is always good, but like I really want to develop as a pocket passer, and be true to that, because I feel like harping on the things that you're weakest at some point you're due to get better, and that was really my challenge. Like I said, stepping into the portal, I thought that I need to take that on and really harp on it.
Yeah, Kekoa, I mean, I think if most people are being fair about your assessment, a lot of guys may not have been looking at you as a quarterback, as a thrower, when scouting you. I mean, heck, even in my notes, I mean, I have a guy who, again, prior to you transferring, I'm looking at you maybe making a position switch, but bro, you've really hit it running this year, man. You got 700 yards in the air. So, I mean, this season, you're really showing, like you're saying, I mean, it's a more of a pro style look. You get the ball in the air, you're able to get things downfield. I mean, dude, you got some excellent targets to throw to, making it somewhat easy for
Yeah,
you.
no
I mean,
doubt, no
you're
doubt.
definitely putting in the work. Talk about what you bring to the table. I mean, I know we've kind of talked a little bit about this, but talk to what you bring to the table as a prospect. Describe yourself as a quarterback a little bit more.
I am a quarterback first, but I'll give you a little background information on me. When I was a redshirt my freshman year, you know how most teams would kind of have like a slot guy or a utility knife type of player. That was me on the scout team, and so like I went from being a quarterback and trying to harp on all those details to just being out free at receiver or running back and being able to just play football. And I think that experience for me really taught me a lot about what football is, and it really brought my love back for the game. It wasn't as like mind wilding being out there at receiver, and it was a really fun experience. But as a quarterback, I feel that I bring composure to the offensive side of the ball. I also bring my dual threat ability. You know what I'm saying? When plays break down, I'm able to get out and extend them. And I feel like I'm really diligent in getting my ball to the playmakers on the field.
Cool. Uh, Again, we're looking at a guy who's very athletic, who can get the job done both in the air and on the ground. Do you want to talk about some of your highlights, if you don't mind? First, I want to talk about last season in your time at Eastern Washington before I talk about the excellent game that you just came off of. So, Eastern Washington had a lot of great moments. I know one of the things that happened that season, you guys upset, Sac State. A lot of people had a lot of hopes for them, but you shut those guys down. In my notes, I had one of your top performances was literally a near perfect game against Idaho State. Dude, you threw 14 for 14 in that game. Not a single ball touched the ground, and you were able to get the job done. Talk about that performance. Can you remember that game?
Yeah, for sure. And I remember getting the Big Sky Player of the Week and having a conversation about it then as well. But it was super special. It was our senior night. And Efton Chisholm was a part of that senior class, and so that senior class was really huge. And really special to me. They were the guys that were a year older than me, if not two, and really took me under their wing as a family, as a brotherhood. And so like to go into that game and a lot of emotion, like we probably had like 10 plus seniors on that roster. To really to go out there and have that experience with them was just special. To have the last one on the red, be a dub and a perfect game, and even credit to our offensive coordinator. I think it was huge. All season we're preaching. We want a perfect game. We want a perfect game, and I mean that's really what you want if you're any type of human. But to do that was just so special and surreal. And like I said earlier, just credit to the guys up front and the ones that caught the ball. I mean, Efton Chisholm had 12, so I mean that helps.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a stellar All-American type player out there, it definitely makes things easier on you. Uh, Bro, obviously want to talk about this past week. Um, Excellent week for you and Tennessee Tech. Really record-breaking moment out there for you guys. Scored 72 points, which is a Tennessee Tech program record, all time, which is great. You were named Offensive Player of the Week for your conference, and I had five of those touchdowns by yourself. So, talk about it, man. It's fresh on your mind. You got fresh off, you got a fresh win. Talk through some of the highs of that game.
I really just think it started with, the defense going out there and setting the tone from the jump. And from there, when we get the ball, it's our job to put it in the end zone. And, when the defense does their job, it gives a little edge to the offense, like we can't back down when they're standing up and them the same, you know what I mean? And I mean, it was just another game. It was a fun one. It was a great win. Had some big plays, some positive plays. I mean, our second play of the game, we housed a run from about, the 50-yard line. So, I mean, that momentum, it's kind of hard to lose going into the next drive and, following it up. And, I think it's just a matter of rallying the guys. I think, just staying in it the whole game and, not taking the foot off the gas. I think that was huge.
Yeah, I mean, you guys definitely throttled your opponent this last go around. And I remember when I was talking to Noah Robinson, I'd interviewed him a few weeks ago, and I was telling him straight up. I mean, I feel like this conference is yours for the taking. It's it's already written, and you guys could possibly make a splash in the playoffs, maybe be a threat to some of these premier teams out there, maybe hopefully being called that yourself after it's all said and done. What's your approach to all these games that are ahead of you? I mean, dude, 3-0 right now, you guys are sitting, and so near perfect to have a lot in front of you. What's your attitude and approach to the rest of the season?
Like it was kind of hard for me to answer your question about Davidson because, after each week, it's really just on to the next. Like I'm big on not getting too high or not getting too low ever, and really just kind of like staying on that line. You know what I mean? And so, I think it's just huge to keep everybody around me motivated for the same goal to win games this season. And I think that we've done well with that. I mean, being 3-0, but I think there's a almost a relentlessness of our team. I think with how many seniors we have and such the veteran group. I think it's just lead by example, and there's so many people that want to go in that direction, and I think it's just really easy to follow when you have so many guys that are motivated for the same goal.
Gotcha. Highlight a couple of those guys that maybe perhaps we haven't mentioned yet.
Aaron Swafford, he plays linebacker. Tim Kutris on the defense, he's a safety. Theron Gaines is another linebacker on our defense. On offense, we have Tramel Jones, Trey Holloway, Mari Sullivan, a D2 transfer that just came in. One of my wideouts, Quintel Quinn, one of our running backs, Kadarius Jennings, Aiden Littles. I mean, we got a lot of depth in a lot of positions, and like I said, veteran, like very veteran group, and just special to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, veteran group, solid talent on both offense and defense. And bro, I'm telling you, I mean, we will see the Golden Eagles in the playoffs, making some great games happen. And I don't want to jinx you guys, but I mean, I feel like you guys are in the running for some great things this year. So Want to get a chance to step off the field just a little bit, see if there's more about this Kekoa Visperas guy that we have yet to find out. Maybe he's got some hidden talents or something. But tell us any interesting fun facts about you. Go for it, man. Give me something.
I'd say the first one is I'm a barber on the side. So at Eastern, I cut really most of the team. And getting over here, it was a transition, to get into that. The guys got to put a lot of trust into you now, you know what I mean, with their heads. So it takes a little bit of time to build that trust, but as it does as being a leader and a quarterback on the team. So got a couple guys in line and, they're walking around campus. And so a couple other teammates, like, oh, you cut hair. And I really do love and enjoy to draw. That's something I kind of do on my own time, kind of to wind down at night. Recently got into reading. I'm a big reader, you could call it now. Love books and watching film, if you want to count that.
All right, all right. I want to feed off of a little bit of what you said, and then maybe perhaps give you some questions that are, again, just kind of goofball questions. So just play along as I kind of go through my
Yeah.
bit. You had mentioned that you're somewhat of a reader. What are you reading? Talk to me. What are you picking up, man? You picking up like a comic book? You picking up inspirational stuff? What are you picking up and reading?
Yeah, more inspirational, like psychology books, just kind of diving deeper into the mind and unlocking different abilities, I feel.
Gosh,
Uh,
you have something you're reading right now that you want to shout out or what?
nah, I don't currently have one.
It's all good, man. I mean, you gotta pick up something and share it whenever you get a second. Maybe on social media, people can follow what you got going on. So,
Okay.
um, couple other questions. Again, these are silly ones. Are you a coffee or a tea guy?
Tea over coffee. My mom drank coffee a lot when I was growing up, and the smell just, wasn't very attractive to me, but I'll take tea.
All right, that works. US. Let me see. If you had to pick maybe a favorite board game or card game, what would that be?
Monopoly.
Monopoly caused a whole lot of fights in my day, actually.
Yeah.
Monopoly.
Used to
So
play that game a lot as a kid.
here, I hear you. Favorite home cooked meal?
Uh, Probably some chicken adobo.
Okay, okay, that works. You have perhaps a favorite superhero? I know you said you like to draw occasionally, but I mean, I don't know if you've ever, tried to, draw like a little bit of Superman or something. But like, what's what
Spider-Man for sure.
Spider-Man? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any drawings of these guys or what?
Not on me currently, but yeah.
Gotcha. I think I remember. I know I'm dating myself, but way back when I was in high school, I do have a drawing of Spider-Man somewhere. But I haven't drawn dude. I am not an artist, to say the least.
Yeah, I
So,
like to just freehand and just, draw whatever comes to my mind.
all right, cool. You a superstitious kind of player, man? Like you gotta do something in particular before games, like put your shoes on a certain way, listen to a particular song on your iPod or what?
I just put in my headphones and listen to some reggae. I like to just get in my zone.
So just kind of a smooth like feel. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what I get when you think of reggae. So
Yeah.
cool. Uh, Favorite player growing up. I don't know. I mean, again, we're looking at maybe perhaps a quarterback, but I mean, I don't know who that would be for you, who you were a big fan of. But talk to me.
Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota, gotta love him, man. Certainly gotta, talk up some of these guys with the, Polynesian ancestry, doing some great. I mean, he's a backup now, but still, he's a
Yeah.
respectable guy.
Yeah, for
You gotta
sure.
love him. Cool, man. Well, hopefully one of these days, you'll get to where he's at. We'll see what happens. You have a lot of great games ahead of you right now this season. As we close up shop, any final comments to people who are perhaps doubters? What what you want to tell a scout, what people really need to know about Kekoa that they don't already know, that you know that that you can bring to the table for any franchise. So, final thoughts.
I gotta say that I gotta be the biggest competitor you're gonna get on the team. Nothing drives me more than competition, and I think that's really where I thrive. I live off the quote "pressure makes diamonds," and I just think that's what I embody.
Yeah, I mean, if you have seen this guy play, you see a very driven, athletic guy who is willing to do anything it takes to win. Whether it be on the ground or throwing 300 yards in the air, I mean, I know you've done both, so it's exciting to watch, man. I mean, you guys are putting together a season to remember there for Tennessee Tech. And I just kind of want to wish you and your team all the best success this year. Okay.
Thank you so much, Jimmy.
Sure thing. Once again, I got Kekoa Visperas, quarterback out of Tennessee Tech. Check him out this season.